Welcome into the channel, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Here I have some broccoli that I have blanched for about 2 minutes. I'm preparing my potatoes for the oven, and I'm using a little bit of avocado oil. It helps to lock in the moisture. You can also use regular cooking oil or whatever oil you may have on hand. I'm going to seal up my potato in foil, and I'm going to place it into my oven with the temperature set on broil. Here I'm slicing up my green onions. I have my chicken here that I seasoned and let it sit overnight, so it's pretty well seasoned. I'm making sure it's done on both sides. Not overly cooked, but well done. I have some slices of turkey bacon here. And here I cooked 3 potatoes, and I'm going to mash them up and add a few ingredients to them to give it some flavor. I have some butter here. Some cream. And I'm going to just fold in my ingredients, making sure that it is well blended. There's not a certain amount that I'm using here. I'm just doing this really to my taste, my desired taste, and I'll leave approximately how much I actually use. I'll leave that in the description box for you. I've added some sour cream, as you can see here, just a touch. And here I'm adding in some California blend garlic salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. And again, this is to my taste. Here you see me adding in some dried chives, which goes really well with potatoes. And here's my pepper that I'm adding in. A little bit of garlic powder. And again, I'm just folding in my ingredients, making sure everything is fully incorporated into my potato mix. I'm going to grab a spoon, taste these and see what they taste like. And now we're going to move over to the stove. The remainder of the cream that I have, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit in here. This is the same pot that I use to do my chicken and my bacon. A little bit of butter, not a whole lot. And then I'm going to go in and add my potatoes. I'm mixing this all over a low heat. And what I'm aiming to do here is just to thin out the potatoes a bit. Okay, I chopped up part of my chicken that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead now and add in some of the onions, green onions. All right, I'm going to put in some of my bacon bits. And here is the chicken that I chopped up. It's a little bit thick now, so I'm going to add a little more cream. All right, now I'm going to go in with my cheese. I'm using cojack and cheddar. And as you can see that you can see it's starting to thicken, so we just keep adding a bit of cream to thin it out until we are done with the mixing in. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just add in a little bit of butter garlic seasoning that I have. Just a little bit. So now the last thing I'm adding in is my broccoli bits. And I didn't use all of my broccoli for this part. This is a few that I've chopped up. And the remainder, I've saved some of the broccoli tops just to sit on top of my potato once I get it stuffed. So I'll show you what that looks like as we get to the end. This is so good. All right, guys. I don't want my broccoli to cook anymore, so I'm taking this off of the heat. And we are done with this part of the recipe. Let me scrape this off. All that goodness going back into the pot. All right, now you know when your potato is ready, when you give it a little squeeze and it moves, it caves in. So you know it's ready when it does that. Take a little, or take a butter knife and make a small slit right in the center. And then I'm going to take it and push it like that to open it up. You can take a spoon and sort of like pull the potato from the skin on the inside, making the bed a little bit more fluffy or fluffier. And then, if you'd like, you can also add some butter. And I say, why not? So let me grab. This is just to let it melt down in there. And let all of the potato get some buttery goodness on it. All right. And you can also add some pepper. All you're doing is you're basically seasoning the potato. And it's not going to take a lot because remember your stuffing is well seasoned already. And I'm going to use regular salt, just a little bit of it, not much. Alright, so now we can go in with our broccoli mix. Open it up a little bit more. Okay. And remember, this is a stuffed potato, so we're stuffing it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add a little bit more of my cheese. And I'm putting it directly on top of the blend or the mix because it's hot, so it'll help the cheese to melt. You can add some pieces of chicken if you want. And remember, the mix already has, or the blend already has, chicken in there also. These are the broccoli toppers that I mentioned, just to make it look pretty. And of course, we have to go in with our bacon. Feel free to add more cheese if that is your desire. But I think this is just about all that I want to add on mine. You never know. I might go in and add some more. I think I will. And it'll melt because it's still hot, so don't worry about it just sitting on top. Just give it a minute and it will melt. It's a stuffed potato, why not? Add more cheese. And there's your bacon. Okay. Alright guys.